Hello traders, Steve Ganz here. So I wanted to circle back on this trade that I put on back on June 11th. So I put on this bull put spread back again on June 11th on a pullback of the Qs. The Qs have rallied significantly since then. And I'm now at a point where I'm pretty much max profit on this trade. I'm up about 100% on it, just a little below 100% on it. So the case could be made to certainly just close this trade out, just take it off. That said, let me show you another thought process here. So if I come and I take a look at a chart of the Qs, I can see that our Qs have been in a solid channel, a solid uptrending channel. We're now at the top of that channel. So I can ask myself, with all the news that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, Fed talk tomorrow and Wednesday, I think job numbers on Friday, and then of course just the fact that we're going into earnings season, and I'm of the opinion earnings may not be able to continue to outpace expectations. All of these things combined lead me personally to believe that we might be hitting what I might call a little bit of a top. And then you can also combine that with the fact that we're right at this 500 number. Big round numbers sometimes also tend to be a little bit of a stalling point or resistance. So if I have that opinion, I can come in and essentially juice this trade a little bit. You've heard me use that term before. I'm going to come in and I'm going to sell a call spread, and I'm going to sell, I'll probably sell maybe I think a 510 is probably a decent one, and then I'll come in and I'll buy a further up call. Yeah, looks like I'm somewhat limited here on my strikes. Let me see if I do something like this. So that might be a good configuration there, like a 508, 510. And we can see that when I do that, basically I'm selling this 508 for $2.84, and I'm buying this for $2.31. So I'm essentially adding about 50 bucks to the potential profitability of this trade. We can also see this if I go back and forth here from previous to current. I can see that here's my existing trade right now, and my net credit and max profit is 143. If I add in this call spread, my max profit goes to 195. However, you can see that I added risk to the upside here. If the market does blow through that 500 point and continues going higher, I can get back to the point where I've given up my gains in this trade. So this is where a trader makes a decision, if you will, on whether or not they want to press their bet or juice the trade. Now, in reality, in real life, I personally would probably just take this trade off since it was hitting about 100% return. But for the sake of argument, since I do believe that we might be coming into some resistance here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this spread mainly as a way of illustrating to people the possibilities and how trades can and should be modified over time. One of the questions that I get all the time is, well, I put on this trade and I don't like the probability of profit that it's showing, or the chance of profit, or whatever the case might be. Keep in mind, those numbers are static numbers if you never touched that trade. The key from my perspective in options trading is knowing and learning when and how to adjust an options trade so that you can accommodate different scenarios when they happen. And that is truly the art of options trading, is learning and understanding how to do that. And that's why a tool like OptionStrat is so incredibly valuable, that I can come in, I can model this up, I can look at what would my previous position look like, what would my current position look like. I cross-match that to a chart from my trading platform, and I make some assumptions about what the market might or might not do, and then I decide which of these scenarios I happen to like better. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to save this trade, but I'm going to save it as added call spread, and then I'll put a note on here. Let's see, today is the 8th, so 7/8/20 24 added call spread to juice the trade. And I'm going to save this as a new trade, and I'll provide the link in the description down below. And then I'd also, again, as always, like to ask a favor of everyone. If you like this content, if you feel it's of value, let me know, please, down below. Like and subscribe. Likewise, if there's anything you've got a question about, something that you'd like to see maybe a video about in the future, let me know that as well if you would. Take care, everyone.